Have you ever felt tired, not because of work, but because your mind just won't stop talking? Maybe you keep thinking about your past mistakes. Maybe you worry about your future, your job, your bills, your family. Or maybe you lie in bed at night and your thoughts just keep running in circles. If you've ever felt trapped inside your own head, this story is for you. Because once there was a man who felt the same way until one meeting changed everything. This is his story, and maybe it's yours too. Once upon a time, in a small town near the hills, there lived a 27-year-old man named Arif. From the outside, his life looked simple and fine. A steady job as a clerk, a small home, and decent health. But inside, Arif was exhausted. His mind never rested. He kept replaying things that had already happened. Arguments, regrets, mistakes. And when he wasn't thinking about the past, he was worrying about the future, the bills, his job, and his parents growing old. Every night, his thoughts followed him like shadows. He couldn't sleep, couldn't relax. It felt like he was carrying a mountain inside his head. One day, his friend said to him, "Arif, you should go meet the monk who lives near the waterfall. People say he helps those who can't find peace." Arif didn't believe it at first, but the pain in his heart was too heavy to ignore. The next morning, he decided to go. The path was long and quiet, surrounded by trees and birds. After hours of walking, he reached a small hut near a crystal-clear waterfall. A sound of water filled the air, calm and steady. Outside the hut sat an old monk, washing a clay pot with slow, peaceful movements. Arif bowed and said, "Master, my mind never stops. I'm always thinking, always worrying. I just want peace. Please help me." The monk smiled gently and said, "Come with me." He took Arif to the riverbank and handed him a small empty basket. "Pick up some pebbles," the monk said, "one for every worry that comes to your mind." Arif began picking pebbles. He thought about his past, the mistakes, the failures, the things he wished he could change. He picked more pebbles. Then he thought about his future, money, job, loneliness, fear. Soon, the basket was full and heavy. The monk looked at him and said softly, "Now carry this basket and walk up to that tree on top of the hill." Arif nodded and began climbing. The path was steep, and every step made the basket feel heavier. His arms ached, sweat covered his face, but he didn't stop. Finally, he reached the top and dropped the basket to the ground. He was breathing hard. The monk, who had followed him quietly, asked, "How do you feel, Arif?" Arif said, "Tired. It feels like I was carrying a mountain." The monk smiled. "That basket," he said, "is your mind. Each pebble is a worry, a regret, a fear. You've been carrying them every single day. No wonder you feel so tired." Arif looked down at the basket, realizing what he meant. The monk said, "Now throw one pebble away." Arif picked one and threw it down the hill. "Now another," said the monk. Arif threw another, then another. Each time he did, he felt a little lighter. Soon, the basket was empty. The monk said softly, "Peace doesn't mean you stop thinking. It means you stop carrying what doesn't belong to this moment. When you let go of the unnecessary weight, your mind becomes free, like the sky above us." Arif stood silently, feeling the wind on his face and the sound of the waterfall below. For the first time in years, his mind was quiet. He realized peace was never far away. It was hidden beneath the weight of his own thoughts. He bowed deeply and said, "Master, now I understand. Peace doesn't come from the world outside. It starts inside when we finally let go." The monk smiled, his eyes full of kindness. As Arif walked back down the hill, the sun was setting, painting the sky gold. His basket was empty, but his heart was full. He no longer carried the weight of yesterday or the fear of tomorrow. he was finally living here in this very moment. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like and share it. And remember, peace is not something we find. It's something we uncover when we stop carrying the unnecessary pebbles of life. See you in the next story with new thoughts and new lessons. Until then, stay calm and stay peaceful.